Most people don't choose to be broke. They choose comfort, habits, and decisions that slowly lead them there. They want freedom, peace of mind, and a life where money is not a constant worry. But wanting is not enough. Because the truth is simple and a little uncomfortable. Being broke is not usually caused by one big mistake. It is built through small patterns repeated every day. It is in the way money is spent without thinking. It is in the way time is wasted without purpose. It is in the way decisions are delayed out of fear. Day by day, these small actions shape a financial reality. And before people realize it, they feel stuck. But here is the powerful part. If patterns can be built, they can also be broken. You are not here by accident. You are here because something in you wants more. You want to understand what is holding you back. You want clarity. And that is the first step toward change. In this video, we are not just talking about money. We are talking about awareness. Because once you clearly see the habits and mistakes that keep you stuck, you begin to take back control. I am going to walk you through 9 common mistakes that quietly keep people broke. Not to criticize you, but to open your eyes. Because awareness creates responsibility. And responsibility creates change. So pay close attention. Be honest with yourself. And as you listen, ask one simple question. Where am I making these mistakes in my own life? Because this is not just information. This is a chance to change your direction. Mistake 1. Living without a clear direction. This is where most financial struggles begin. Not with low income, not with bad luck, but with a lack of direction. When you wake up without a plan, your day controls you instead of you controlling your day. You move from one task to another, doing what feels urgent, not what is important. And slowly, without realizing it, your time, your energy, and your money get wasted. Think about this carefully. If you ask most people what they want financially, they will give you vague answers. I want more money. I want a better life. I want to be rich someday. But these are not goals. These are wishes. And wishes do not create results. Clear direction creates results. A clear direction means knowing exactly what you are working toward. It means having specific financial goals. How much do you want to save this year? How much do you want to earn each month? What skill are you building to increase your income? What kind of life are you trying to create? When these questions are not answered, your life becomes random. And random actions lead to random results. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up with a purpose. You know your priorities. You know what matters today and what does not. You have a simple plan. Maybe you decide, today I will save a small amount, learn one new skill, and avoid unnecessary spending. These may look like small steps, but they give direction. And direction creates progress. Money works the same way. If you do not control it, it will control you. Without a plan, money flows toward comfort and impulse. Eating out, buying things you do not need, spending on temporary pleasure. But when you give your money a purpose, everything changes. You start tracking it. You start assigning it. Some goes to savings, some goes to investment, some goes to necessities. Every dollar has a job. This is the difference between people who stay broke and people who grow financially. One group reacts. The other group plans. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine 2 people earning the same income. The first person has no direction. At the end of the month, they wonder where their money went. The second person has a clear plan. Before the month even begins, they decide how to use their money. After 1 year, their lives look completely different. Not because of income, but because of direction. Direction also protects you from distractions. Every day, the world will try to pull your attention away. Social media, trends, other people's lifestyles. If you are not clear about your path, you will follow someone else's path, and that path may lead you nowhere. A powerful habit you can build starting today is simple. Take a few minutes each night and plan your next day. Write down 3 important things you must do. Focus on progress, not perfection. Then, at the start of each month, set one small financial goal. It could be saving a certain amount or reducing unnecessary expenses. Over time, these small plans turn into big results. Remember this truth: direction is more powerful than speed. You can move fast in the wrong direction and still end up lost. But even slow steps in the right direction will take you where you want to go. So, my friend, do not live randomly. Do not leave your life to chance. Decide where you are going. Give your time a purpose. Give your money a mission. Because when you have a clear direction, every step you take brings you closer to freedom. Mistake 2. Spending to impress others. This habit quietly destroys financial progress. It looks harmless on the outside, but inside it creates stress, pressure, and long-term damage. Many people fall into this trap without even realizing it. They buy things not because they need them, but because they want approval. They want to look successful. They want to feel respected. They want others to think they are doing well. So they spend. They buy expensive clothes to match a certain image. They upgrade their phone even when the old one works perfectly. They choose luxury over logic. And for a moment, it feels good. There is attention. There is admiration. There is a temporary sense of confidence. But that feeling does not last. Behind the scenes, the reality is different. Bills start to pile up. Savings stay at zero. Debt slowly grows. And stress increases. Because maintaining an image is expensive. And the truth is, most people you are trying to impress are not paying your bills. They are not building your future. They are not responsible for your life. Understand this clearly. Looking rich is not the same as being rich. Real wealth is quiet. It is built through discipline, patience, and smart decisions. It does not need to be shown off. People who are truly building wealth focus on assets, not appearance. They invest in things that grow: skills, education, businesses, and opportunities. They delay pleasure today so they can enjoy freedom tomorrow. On the other hand, people who spend to impress sacrifice their future for temporary approval. They choose short-term image over long-term stability. And over time, this keeps them stuck in the same financial position. There is also a deeper problem. When your decisions are based on other people's opinions, you lose control of your life. You start living for others instead of yourself. Your spending is no longer about value. It is about validation. And validation is a very expensive habit. A powerful shift you can make is this. Before buying anything, ask yourself one simple question. Am I buying this for value or for attention? If the answer is attention, pause. Think again. Because every unnecessary purchase is not just money lost, it is opportunity lost. That money could have been saved, invested, or used to improve your future. True confidence does not come from what you wear or what you show. It comes from knowing you are in control, knowing you are building something real, knowing your future is secure. So, my friend, stop trying to impress. Start trying to progress. Because the moment you stop chasing approval, you start building wealth. Mistake 3. Ignoring the power of saving. This is one of the biggest reasons people stay financially stuck. They believe saving is something they will start later, when income increases, when life becomes easier, when everything is perfect. But that perfect moment never arrives. Expenses grow with income. Lifestyle expands. And the habit of saving is always postponed. Here is the truth. Saving is not about how much you earn. It is about how you behave with what you have. If you cannot save a small amount today, you will not suddenly become disciplined with a larger income tomorrow. In fact, the opposite usually happens. The more you earn without discipline, the more you spend. Saving is a habit, and like any habit, it starts small. Think of saving as paying yourself first. Before bills, before shopping, before entertainment, you set aside a portion for your future. Even if it is a very small amount, it matters. Because what you are really building is not just money, you are building control. Without savings, life becomes fragile. One unexpected problem, a medical bill, a job loss, an emergency, can throw everything into chaos. You are forced to borrow, to stress, to struggle. But with savings, you create a safety net. You create space to think clearly, to make better decisions, to stay calm under pressure. Saving also gives you power. Power to say no to bad opportunities. Power to take better risks. Power to invest in yourself. When you have money set aside, you are no longer desperate. And desperation often leads to poor choices. Many people underestimate this simple habit because the results are not immediate. Saving feels slow, it feels small, but over time, it grows. Month by month, year by year. And one day you realize you have built something strong, something stable. Start simple. Choose a small percentage of your income. Stay consistent. Do not wait for a higher salary. Do not wait for the right time. The right time is now, because saving is not just about money. It is about discipline, security, and freedom. And without it, even a high income cannot protect you. Mistake 4. Avoiding learning about money. This is one of the most overlooked reasons people stay broke. They spend years in school learning many subjects, but no one teaches them how money really works. No one shows them how to manage income, how to control spending, how to invest, or how to build assets. So they enter real life unprepared, making decisions without understanding the consequences. And then the cycle begins. They earn money, but they do not know how to manage it. They spend without a plan. They avoid investing because it feels confusing. They repeat the same mistakes again and again, not because they are lazy, but because they were never taught. My friend, money is not just something you earn. It is something you must learn. If you treat money without knowledge, it will control you. But when you understand it, you begin to control it. You start to see the difference between assets and expenses. You understand why saving matters. You learn how small investments can grow over time. You begin to think long-term instead of only short-term. Many people avoid learning about money because they think it is too complicated. They feel overwhelmed by terms like investing, budgeting, or financial planning. So they ignore it. But ignoring money does not make problems disappear. It makes them worse. The truth is, you do not need to be an expert to improve your financial life. You just need to start. Learn one concept at a time. Understand how to track your spending. Learn how to save consistently. Discover how simple investments work. Step by step, your confidence will grow. And once you understand money, everything changes. You stop making blind decisions. You become intentional. You begin to see opportunities where others see confusion. Remember this clearly. The world does not reward effort alone. It rewards value. And value comes from understanding how to use money wisely. So do not avoid it. Do not fear it. Learn it. Because the moment you start learning about money, you stop being controlled by it. And that is the moment your financial life begins to change. Mistake 5. Depending on one source of income. This is a trap that feels safe, but it is not. Having one job, one salary, and one steady paycheck can create a false sense of security. You feel stable. You feel in control. Every month, money comes in and life continues. But the problem is not what is happening now. The problem is what happens if that one source disappears. What if the job is lost? What if the company downsizes? What if an unexpected situation stops your ability to work? When all your income depends on one source, your entire life stands on one pillar. And one pillar is never enough. This is why many people feel financially stressed even when they are earning. Deep down, they know everything depends on one stream. And that pressure keeps them stuck, afraid to take risks, afraid to explore new opportunities. The wealthy think differently. They do not rely on one source. They build multiple streams of income, not overnight, but step by step. They develop side skills that can earn money. They explore small businesses. They invest in opportunities that grow over time. Each new stream becomes another layer of security. Imagine your income like a table. If it has only one leg, it cannot stand strong. But if it has multiple legs, it becomes stable. Even if one leg breaks, the table still stands. That is the power of multiple income streams. This does not mean you must do everything at once. Start small. Learn one skill that can generate extra income. Use your free time to build something, even if it grows slowly. It could be freelancing, online work, teaching, or a small project. The goal is not speed. The goal is stability. Over time, these small efforts grow. One stream becomes two. Two becomes three. And suddenly, you are no longer dependent on one source. You have options. You have flexibility. You have control. Remember this truth. A single income can support your life, but multiple incomes can protect and grow it. So do not stay comfortable in one stream. Start building another. Because real financial security is not about how much you earn from one place. It is about how many ways you can earn. Mistake 6. Wasting time daily. This is one of the most silent and dangerous mistakes. It does not feel serious in the moment. It feels normal, comfortable, even harmless. But over time, it slowly destroys progress. Most people do not lose money first. They lose time. Hours disappear on social media, endless scrolling without purpose, watching videos that entertain but do not educate, jumping from one distraction to another. And at the end of the day, nothing meaningful has been built. No new skill, no growth, no progress. Then the same pattern repeats tomorrow. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And one day, people look back and wonder why nothing has changed. Here is the truth. Time is the most valuable asset you have. More valuable than money. Because money lost can be earned again. But time lost is gone forever. Every hour you waste is an opportunity you miss. An opportunity to learn. An opportunity to improve. An opportunity to build something better. Now think about the difference between two people. One spends 3 hours every day scrolling and watching random content. The other spends those same 3 hours learning a skill, improving their knowledge, or working on an income source. After 1 year, their lives will look completely different. Not because one is smarter, not because one is luckier, but because one used time wisely. Successful people understand this deeply. They protect their time. They are careful about what they watch, what they do, and where their attention goes. They know that small daily actions create big long-term results. This does not mean you should never relax or enjoy life, but there is a difference between rest and waste. Rest gives you energy. Waste takes your future. A simple habit can change everything. Start tracking your time. Pay attention to where your hours go. Then make small changes. Reduce distractions. Replace 1 hour of scrolling with 1 hour of learning. 1 hour of growth every day can completely transform your life over time. Remember this clearly. You do not need more time. You need better use of time. Because at the end of the day, your future is built on how you spend your hours today. Mistake 7. Fear of taking action. This is the invisible barrier that stops more people than anything else. Not lack of talent, not lack of opportunity, but fear. Quiet, powerful, and often hidden behind excuses. Many people have ideas, strong ideas. They think about starting a business, learning a new skill, changing their life. They imagine a better future. They plan. They even feel motivated for a moment. But then something happens. They hesitate. What if I fail? What will people say? What if I lose money? What if I am not good enough? And just like that, the idea stays an idea. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass, and nothing changes. Not because they cannot move forward, but because they choose not to. They stay where it feels safe. But here is the truth most people avoid. Safe does not mean successful. Safe often means stuck. Fear creates comfort zones, and comfort zones create limits. Understand this clearly. Every successful person you admire has felt the same fear. They doubted themselves. They worried about failure. They faced uncertainty. The difference is not that they were fearless. The difference is they acted despite the fear. They started before they felt ready. They tried even when they were unsure. They failed, learned, and tried again. Because action creates clarity. Not thinking, not waiting, not planning forever. Only action. Most people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect time, the perfect plan. But perfection is a trap. It delays progress. It gives you a reason to stay still. In reality, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. Fear will always exist in some form, even at higher levels, even when you grow. The goal is not to remove fear. The goal is to move with it. Think of fear as a signal. It often appears when something matters, when there is growth on the other side, when you are about to step into a better version of yourself. Running from fear keeps you small. Facing it expands your life. Start small if you need to. Take one step. Not a big leap, just a simple action. Make the call. Start the project. Learn the skill. Put yourself out there. The first step is always the hardest. But once you take it, the next becomes easier. Confidence does not come before action. It comes after action. Every time you act despite fear, you build strength. You prove to yourself that you are capable. And slowly, that fear loses its power over you. Remember this truth. You can stay where you are and feel safe, or you can move forward and grow. But you cannot have both comfort and progress at the same time. So my friend, stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop letting fear decide your future. Because the life you want is not on the other side of comfort. It is on the other side of action. Mistake 8. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people. This is one of the most powerful forces in your life, yet most people ignore it. They think success is only about hard work or talent. But they forget something important. Your environment shapes your behavior, and your behavior shapes your future. Look closely at the people around you. Their habits, their mindset, their way of thinking, it all influences you, even if you do not notice it at first. If you spend time with people who complain about life, you will slowly start complaining too. If you are around people who waste money, avoid responsibility, and chase comfort, those habits will begin to feel normal. And when something becomes normal, you stop questioning it. This is how people stay stuck without realizing why. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who are focused, disciplined, and growth-driven, something different happens. You start thinking bigger. You start acting with more purpose. You begin to see possibilities instead of problems. Their standards become your standards. Energy is contagious. If your circle is full of negativity, doubt, and excuses, it will drain your motivation. But if you're C, it will push you forward, even on days when you feel weak. This does not mean you need to leave everyone behind or judge people harshly. But it does mean you must be intentional. Not everyone deserves a close place in your life. Some people are good for friendship, but not for growth. And if you want to change your future, you must be honest about who is influencing you daily. Ask yourself this simple question. Are the people around me helping me grow or keeping me the same? Your answer matters. Building the right environment takes effort. You may need to seek new connections. Learn from people who are ahead of you. Follow those who share knowledge and positive energy. Spend time in places where growth is encouraged. Even one strong, positive influence can shift your direction. And remember, this works both ways. You must also become the kind of person others want to grow with. Bring value, bring positivity, bring discipline. Because strong circles are built on mutual growth, not one-sided effort. Over time, your environment becomes your advantage. It supports your goals. It strengthens your mindset. It keeps you focused when distractions appear. Never underestimate this truth. The people around you can either lift you up or hold you down. So choose wisely, because your future is not only built by what you do, but also by who you do it with. Mistake 9. Having a poor mindset about money. This is where everything begins. Not in your bank account, not in your job, but in your mind. The way you think about money shapes every decision you make, and those decisions shape your entire financial life. If you believe money is bad, you will avoid it. If you believe money is too hard to earn, you will not try hard enough. If you believe wealth is not for you, you will never chase it seriously. These thoughts may seem small, but they quietly control your actions. A poor mindset creates hesitation. It creates excuses. It creates fear. You start telling yourself stories like, "People like me don't become rich," or "I will never get that opportunity." And over time, those beliefs become your reality. But here's the truth. Your thoughts are not facts. They are patterns. And patterns can be changed. A strong mindset about money is different. It says, "I can learn this." It says, "I can improve." It says, "Opportunities exist, and I can create them." This kind of thinking leads to action, and action leads to results. Now pause for a moment and think, how many of these mistakes are in your life right now? Be honest, not with me, with yourself, because awareness is where change begins. The good news is, you do not need to fix everything at once. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to start. One small habit, one better decision, one step forward each day. Stop trying to impress others with your spending. Start saving, even if it is small. Take time to learn how money works. Use your time with purpose. Find ways to build more than one income. Choose better people around you. And above all, change the way you think. Because staying broke is not your destiny. It is a pattern. And patterns can be broken. Your past does not control your future. Your next decision does. So ask yourself one final question. Will you continue these mistakes? Or will you rise above them? The choice is yours.